What's up, everybody? This is Aaron with YuGiOh Gaming, and I'm coming at you with a long-needed deck profile. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody, but I needed to get this deck profile to you because I've won not one, not two, but 3 different events with the basically the same deck, just minor changes. I'm just going to give you the most updated version of it. So just to kind of get into the deck profile, we are playing, unfortunately, the tier limit elephant in the room. Just it's the best deck. There's nothing that can really contest to it. We're gonna start with 2 Rhino, 3 Shiren, 3 Merly, and 3 Havness. This is all just pretty standard here. I've been going back and forth on 3 Rhino, but you'll see why I'm not playing 3 Rhino anymore. We got 3 Kelbeck, we got 3 Keldo, we got 3 Mudora, and we got 2 YuGiOh. I'm playing 2 YuGiOh because a lot of, in my experience, a lot of these events that I've been going to, not a whole lot of people are playing tier very much anymore. It's all going back to Sprite. You know, we got Flu, Exosister, you know, just a lot of different rogue stuff. And YuGiOh is just insane against rogue for you to be able to mill off Havness and just win off a, you know, let's say you go second, you Havness and just get the FTK by just doing too much on their turn. But that's basically the Ishizu stuff that we got. I don't think I'd play YuGiOh at 3. I think I just like him where he is here. We are playing a small bestial package. These cards are still insane. They still feel really ridiculous. And, you know, I still want to have some kind of preparation for tier if I play it. But these cards are just generally good against the entire format. If you're not playing like some weird, you know, Marincess strategy or Salamangreat or something like that, these cards are going to be fine for you. The real true heat of this deck is the 3 King of the Swamp and then the 1 Polymerization. This card does everything that you could want in this deck. Polymerization is a broken opener. There's nothing that's crazier than just starting. Let's say you start with a copy of this and like a Havness, and you could just like make a fusion, just start getting the ball rolling. We'll get to some cool extra deck stuff that you got with these cards, but this is my swamp. So, yeah, just be on the lookout. This is the craziest card in the deck right now. But yeah, 3 planets, the card's broken, terraforming because it's so broken you need a 4th one. Super Poly is insane. I just kind of like this number just to be able to have it, but I don't want to like open multiple copies. Instant Fusion is just it's broken. 2 Scream, 1 Heartbeat, and then 2 Sullick and 1 Crime. So I want my mills to be busted every time. I want to have the ability to pull a trap from grave. I like to have the main deck way to get rid of, you know, back row threats. Scream is just insane, both opening it and milling it, and Sullick is exactly the same way. If you open with Sullick, it feels like cheating. The card is just way too good. But that's it for the main deck. It is 43 cards. I've been going back and forth between like 43 to 45. I'm never going to make it down to 40 just because there are too many cards in the game that I like to play. But that's basically it for the main deck. For the extra, it's kind of standard. We got the Sprend, the Elf, the Dark. These are all standard. They all have their purposes and they're all super good. We've got Baguska, Dweller, Beatrice, and then Zeus. You want to have the Zeus option for like any of this stuff, and like all of these things can just get you into Zeus just given your the board that your opponent makes. Beatrice is insane. If you make it, you're probably winning the game. Baguska is always just like the shield for the deck. If you couldn't kill them, you're gonna Baguska and just play the grind game with them. But that's for the Ixies. Then we got Kit Kalos, the one of Kaleido Heart. I think this is the best card in the game of YuGiOh. Like, anytime you can actually summon this card and start like snowballing with it, the game is just over. Rue Kalos, which is substantially easier to make in this deck with King of the Swamp, because King of the Swamp will be Kit Kalos for you. The 1 Mud Dragon, the 1 Dragostapelia, they have their purposes. This card has its purpose. And then finally, we got the Guardian Chimera for the Polymerization, and the Grapha Dragon Overlord of Dark World to give you an extra pseudo Omni Negate when you use King of the Swamp from grave, because he requires basically Grapha and a Dark. King of the Swamp will be your Grapha, so when you use a tier fusion effect, you make this thing and immediately start protecting your planes. Basically, you turn your cards into making you pitch a tier limit monster on their turn. triggering an effect and just letting you go crazy from there. He's also 3200, which makes him 3700 under planet. That's also mega. Guardian Chimera, like if you're actually able to resolve poly, to, you know, draw 2 cards, blow up a card, non-targeting, you know, do all that stuff, he's just insane. So yeah, that is the extra deck. And then for the side deck, I've been kind of playing around with it. I like this card the most out of anything in this format. It's a Ghost Bell. Basically, everybody's playing a Bestial against you, and this is just a counter to Bestials. It's a counter to tier in general. Like, you can use this on the tier effects or on the shufflers. This card just feels insane. It's also really good against Sprite Double Cross and then Sprite Elf. So I'm always siding this in against Sprite because it just feels way too good against any card that they can use. You just have to use it correctly. I'm playing Lightning Storm. This is a recent addition. I've been back and forth between this and Unending Nightmare. Unending Nightmare is just like really super good, and this has been getting like held back by like anti-spell, so I'm kind of feeling iffy about it. But I just wanted to have like a good going second card that you know, I could just kill somebody with. This card is truly the most insane card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I was able to play a match yesterday that basically my opponent opens Toad, Elf, Fenrir, Anti-Spell, Double Cross, and an Ash in hand, and I killed him that turn because of Droplets. So I was just able to, like, when you pitch a Kelbeck or a YuGiOh off of this, you just get to go plus infinite and, you know, negate all their monster effects. It's actually insane. But other than that, I've got the third Super Poly because this card, it really shouldn't be at 3. And I feel like just having an extra one of the broken cards for when you're going second can just help, you know, because not a lot of people are playing around this. There were a lot of Duke Frogs summoned against me yesterday with the Sprite deck, and this just punishes everything. The one Feather Duster, just because, you know, I have to respect back row at some points. I've got 3. There can be only 1. Which this is my concession to going first against a lot of the decks that you're going to play at an event, which are going to be things like Exorcist, or, you know, the weird tribe decks like Rika, any kind of dragon decks, or, you know, like everything's going to have like a strategy where they're going to get blown out by this card. Things, I mean, Sword Soul, things you're not going to expect to see, but it's just going to do ultimate work against them. But it is the best side deck card against Fluanderies because they absolutely fold in half to this card. So I really have to respect Fluanderies just because of how good it is right now, and this is just my way to do that. And this card is coming clutch so many times. I have not sided in a time card the entire time I've been playing this deck. I recognize the necessity of it, and it has never come to it, and I'm thankful for that. But I play the Scattershot just because it's basically a sure thing with Spring. So I never actually needed it, but you know, that is the deck. For the shout outs today, got my little list of shout outs here. I want to first and foremost always give a shout out to my loving wife, Mariah. She is my #1 supporter, and I really, you know, I wouldn't have as much fun with the game if it wasn't for her, you know, backing me up on it. So she's always my my ride or die to these events. You'll always see her there with me. But shout out to YuGiOh Gaming. I couldn't be happier to be on this team. You know, I love all the squad who's with us. You know, everything about YuGiOh Gaming is just, you know, awesome. So thank you guys so much for being subscribed. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to CM Games, you know, sponsoring us with YuGiOh Gaming. You know, it is always nice to have a wonderful, safe place to play in town. I do want to give a special shout out to Alfredo Alfaro. He has been my tier grindstone. Like, he's one of the only people left in Chattanooga who's playing tier with me. And we just kind of started finding some stuff out about the decks together, and he is the first one to really turn me on to the King of the Swamp, and I feel like that is that's what's been out of control recently, is King of the Swamp. So thank you, Alfredo. I do want to give a shout out to the man behind the camera and this wonderful editing, Mr. Fred Sutton. Just he's the ultimate, also, yeah, out here home homie. But big shout out to the Chattanooga community. You know, I couldn't do this without having an insane locals with me. You know, everybody who's at this locals is incredibly talented, and I'm just happy to see Chattanooga growing as a huge community for Tennessee Yu-Gi-Oh! And then finally, I do just want to give a shout out to Dank Ritual, who makes all of my wonderful products, from my deck box to my, you know, dice case to this beautiful Covenant binder, and then my always my special Dank Ritual mat. So yeah, shout out Saul, I love you. Dabbers is incredible, and so is Dank Ritual. But that is really about all that we have now. Just in case you have any questions about how is this guy going 8-0 or 9-0 at every event that he's playing? Well, go to sleep early. Don't spend the night play testing. Drink water, eat food. Take care of yourself as a human being, because your mind is the biggest thing. And if you start to misplay, you'll realize that that's why. It's because you're tired. Basically, just make sure to get rest before these tournaments. Just go in playing your heart out, and don't let the nerves get to you. I mean, it's hard to do. I still get nerves round 6 or 7 of a regional, but hey, that's what happens, and you just want to play it out. But that is all I have for today, Goo Gaming. Be on the lookout for our Goo Gaming 3v3 event in February. Just save the date for that, and you guys have a good rest of your day and take it easy.